Father, what a good and gracious and loving God you are. We thank you for your Son, Jesus Christ, who offers freedom, peace, hope, joy, and so much more. We thank you for this wonderful city of Fort Worth and how you love and care for each of its residents. We thank you for our mayor and her council members, whom you have entrusted to nurture this city. Lord, and all the public servants who care for this city. We pray that you would continue to grant them wisdom and humility in their decisions. Lord, the weight they carry is great, so may you bless them and also their families and the communities whom support them. In all the ways we seek to build this city, Lord, may we look to you, our cornerstone. In the name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Councilmember Flores, if you'd like to introduce our special performance tonight.
Yes, indeed, Mayor. Thank you very much. All right, tonight we had a special treat. We have here with us today first ever all-star elementary choir from Castleberry Independent School District, which is led by Superintendent Renee Smith Faulkner. So I think we have some members looking around from Castleberry, just a few. So it's wonderful having them here. You know, they're from District 2, and I very much appreciate that on a personal basis. We recognized recently their artistic achievement back in November, and now we want to showcase the extra talent that they have here tonight in these children. So Stephen Moss, their fine arts director, is here, and he's leading these amazing kids, and we want to thank them and their families for being here tonight. So All-Star Choir, the floor is yours. Time to dazzle us.
Feliz Navidad. Feliz Navidad.
everybody for doing that, and Feliz Navidad y Prospero Año, and Happy New Year.
Yeah, very great job, Castleberry ISD. Thank you all very much for coming, and for all the parents for making time on a busy Tuesday this time of year. So God bless everyone. Merry Christmas and happy holidays. Thank you all for coming tonight.
Council, our next presentation will be a presentation of Certificate of Recognition for Fleetwood Memorial Fund at the North Texas Community Foundation.
Thank you, Jeanette. I'm going to join my friends at the podium. And if you want to start making your way, you know who you are, and I'll join you down there in just a moment.
Mayor and Council, I've had some hard acts to follow, but that may have been the hardest so far. That was absolutely outstanding. To start this off, I believe we have a video to play. I'd love to play the video when you're ready.
I have a 1 p.m. copy call. Unresponsive Maryland locked vehicle, coding your discretion.
Our officers respond to about 21,000 vehicle accidents a year, and every so often we are faced with a life-threatening situation where someone may be trapped in a vehicle. That's where this tool comes in. This is commonly known as a window punch, and this tool can be used to break a window and access a vehicle if needed in a life-saving situation.
When I was in patrol, I had a friend give me this window punch. He thought it'd be a great tool for me to have in my bag. I came upon a major accident where the vehicle was turned on its side and the driver was trapped. I grabbed the window punch out of my bag, went to the vehicle, I applied pressure to the window. It did shatter the window just enough where I could push out exactly what I needed to be able to then retrieve the female from the vehicle. Because of how successful the window punch was for me during that incident, I thought it'd be a great idea to make these available for every police officer on our department.
Mayor and Council, thank you for allowing us to recognize some supporters of our department who are interested in the safety of our residents here in Fort Worth. As the video mentioned, our officers respond to about 21,000 accidents a year. That's more than 57 motor vehicle accidents a day. Thankfully, the vast majority are not serious, but we do have some that are serious accidents. In situations like that, having a tool where we can safely enter the vehicle through the window and safely cut the seatbelt to remove a resident who might be a victim of a vehicle accident, or even allow an officer to self-extricate if they find themselves trapped inside of a vehicle, is a tool that we value highly. We're truly grateful for this new tool. I want to thank Sergeant Brandon Magalon, who was in the video, and also Sergeant Bookrot, he worked tirelessly doing research. He was doing coordination for this entire project and even put the presentation together. So thank you, Sergeant Bookwalter. And a very sincere thank you to the Fleetwood Memorial Foundation Fund at the North Texas Community Foundation. And thank you to the Fort Worth Police Foundation. Because of their generous support, we were able to equip 560 patrol units with the window breaker tool. And for that, we say thank you. And it's now my honor to turn it over to some representatives from the Fort Worth Police Foundation to say some words as well.
Thank you. We're always happy to help the police department out, and this was an opportunity where we could spend a little bit of money and make a big difference. So we really appreciate being able to do it, and thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Larry, stay put. I've got two certificates, both that'll go to the Fleetwood Memorial Fund and the North Texas Community Foundation, and of course to our friends at the Fort Worth Police Foundation, who give so generously with their time and their treasure to make sure our police department is loved, respected, and supported in every way possible across the city of Fort Worth. So these certificates of recognition are really just to say simply thank you on behalf of the 4th Police Department of the City of Fort Worth. Thank you very much.
Next will be the mayor's, a presentation of the Mayor's Unsung Heroes Service Award for Assistant Chief Swearingen.
Thank you. Council, many of you may remember that at my State of the City in October, I gave my 2nd annual Mayor's Unsung Hero Service Award, and I'm very proud to present the award tonight to Assistant Chief Swearingen. Many of you on this council have worked with her closely for years. As a reminder, those that don't know Julie in the audience, she served valiantly at Fort PD for 28 years and continues to be an innovator and someone that you call for no matter what the issue may be. We all have separate stories about Julie and will continue to. I just wanted to recognize someone that I think sometimes is in the background, quietly serving her community, and whether she's in uniform or out of uniform, and just wanted to say simply, thank you for inspiring the next generation of law enforcement officers in the city of Fort Worth. Julie, we love you, and this is just to recognize your hard work on behalf of Fort Worth PD.
I just want to say thank you, Mayor. This is truly an honor, to be recognized for what I do or what I've done. Is quite humbling, but it's truly the Fort Worth PD family that deserves the recognition. They are often not recognized or the gratitude that they receive for all the work that they do. Our officers, our civilian professional staff, and the volunteers. We had our volunteer Code Blue Luncheon Saturday, and the hours they put in. So it's really all of us, a PD family, and so I'm going to share this with them. So thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, next up, I think, goes to Councilmember Williams and Councilmember Nettles, who have a very important certificate of recognition for the Hallmark track team. Okay, track team, y'all come down the podium. These gentlemen are going to come down and present the certificate for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity to present. I'm just incredibly honored to be able to stand with such amazing kiddos and coaches and parents. The Hallmark Youth Association is well-known not only in this city but across the country for the class in which they show up on every competitive field, and so super honored to be able to recognize them for all their highlights. I'll read this certificate of recognition, then pass it to my colleague, and then we'll pass it to Coach Keisha Brazil Davis. This certificate hereby recognizes the Hallmark Youth Association for its outstanding achievements in youth sports and its positive impact in the lives of the youth it serves. Hallmark Youth Association is committed to promoting positive development and well-being for the 300-plus children it serves. The Hallmark Youth Association coaches its youth to uphold high standards of character, to lead healthy lifestyles, and to give their best in competition and in life. The association also imparts invaluable life lessons and fosters family-like relationships through mentoring and athletic coaching. The Hallmark Youth Association is known for their excellence in youth sports, having earned more than 10 national championships in the history of the association, and recently having 45 of their athletes named USA Track and Field All-Americans. Equally important, the Hallmark Youth Association also excels in preparing our youth to lead and serve in our community. This certificate is hereby presented to the Hallmark Youth Association on this 12th day of December 2023, signed Councilmember Jared Williams and Councilmember Chris Nettles.
Yeah, I would just like to add, Councilwoman Beck is coming down. She was one of their track stars when she ran for Hallmark. I just really want to thank Hallmark because when you are a part of youth sports, you become parents, fathers, and mothers to children who need them the most in sports. And so we just want to take this time out to honor Hallmark for all you do, and we just want to say we appreciate it so much. And so.
Well, again, I want to say thank you. It's an honor to be recognized. We've been around a long time, and this is the first for us. We haven't had many firsts, but this is the first for us, and we truly appreciate it. One thing my mother always taught me, people don't have to do anything for you, and when they do, really appreciate it and thank them for it. And we thank you. We do it because we love children and we love sports, and we thank you for your support.
Real quick, and I just want to give a shout out because I knew she was coming, but Elizabeth Beck is actually a product of Hallmark Youth Association. She ran track with us when she was like 8 or 9 years old. So we've been doing this for over 50 years. And so we have produced a lot of great people that's in the city right now for the seeds that we've sown. So appreciate all the time and effort, and Mayor Parker and previous Mayor Price have always given kindly into our organization, and we greatly appreciate the seeds that you sow.
How cute she is. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Right. Our next presentation will be with Councilmember Larsdorf, a certificate of recognition as well.
Thank you, Mayor and Council, for this opportunity. Honestly, I wish I wasn't giving these out because of the circumstances surrounding the events. However, I think it's important. Anyone who knows me know that there's a special place in my heart for our police, our fire, and our military because they're expected to run towards the sound of chaos. That is not always expected of our regular, everyday citizens and residents, and that's exactly what two of them here did today. So last month, on November 22nd, Hannah was out walking her dogs, and Melody, where'd Melody? Oh, there she is. Thank you. She was minding her own business, just like we wish everyone would do on a daily basis. Yet she heard some screams and cries, and rather than wait, look outside the window, pull out a cell phone, go live on Facebook, and honestly, even before she even called 911, she just took off because she knew she had to do something. At that time, Han and her two small dogs, they were being attacked by two vicious bulldogs. Without any regard, I'm sorry, what's that? Oh, pit bulls, sorry. Without any regard for her own safety, she went out there and she put herself in between Han and those dogs. In doing so, she was able to get to the point where Han was able to get away safely. And at that point, that's when Han's father, Mr. Toe, heard what was going on. He ran out there realizing that Melody was out there alone and unafraid with these two dogs. So he went out there and then got in between her and the dogs. And when he was able to get them off of her in time for them both to retreat, get back to safety. Those dogs were still outside. It took quite a while for them to calm down and get to the point where they took off. As a result, you suffered minor cuts and bruises. However, unfortunately, Miss Hahn, she lost her puppies in the attack. But if it wasn't for the quick thinking of Melody and Mr. Toe, God only knows what could have happened and how this could have ended up. We could have had our amazing paramedics, our amazing firemen, our amazing police show up to a totally different scene that was out there, but they didn't thanks to the quick action of these individuals. So, and before I read the certificates of recognition, I also want to make sure we give a show of appreciation to our animal control officers, Caleb and Chris McAllister. Their action afterwards spoke very highly of their department and their professionalism. They did everything in their power, and they're still continuing to take care of the situation to make sure that no one else goes through what this family went through. So, Chris, Caleb, to you and your staff, thank you all for what you're doing and what you continue to do on a daily basis. So, with that being said, Certificate of Recognition, Office of Counsel, District 4. This certificate is presented to Melody Loudon in sincere appreciation and recognition of her extraordinary bravery and selflessness displayed on November 22nd, 2023. In the face of imminent danger, Melody demonstrated unparalleled courage and compassion by responding to the cries of distress from her neighbor, who was under a vicious attack by 2 pit bulls. Without hesitation and with complete disregard for her own safety, Melody exhibited unwavering heroism as she rushed to the aid of her neighbor. Her quick thinking and determination played a pivotal role in rescuing the victim from a perilous situation. Melody exemplifies the true spirit of community and altruism, serving as an inspiring example to us all. Her heroic actions reflect the highest ideals of humanity, reminding us the profound impact that a single individual can have on the lives of others. In recognition of her extraordinary bravery and selfless act of courage, Melody Loudon is hereby presented with a certificate of recognition. May her actions continue to inspire and serve as a shining beacon of hope for our community. This certificate is presented to Melody Loudon in recognition of her brave and selfless actions on November 22nd, 2023, signed on this 12th day of December 2023. And certificate of recognition, this award is presented to Mr. Hong Den To in sincere appreciation and admiration for his exceptional bravery and swift action on November 22nd, 2023. Faced with a harrowing situation involving the vicious attack on his daughter, Han, by 2 dogs and the subsequent protection of Melody, Hong demonstrated exceptional courage and selflessness. Upon ensuring the safety of his daughter, Han, thanks to the heroic actions of Melody, Han quickly realized the dire situation Melody was now in and did not hesitate to intervene and protect Melody. With resolute determination and a profound sense of responsibility, he fearlessly confronted the aggressive dogs, risking his own safety to ensure the well-being of Melody. Mr. Hong Den displayed extraordinary heroism by defending Melody against the relentless attacks, saving Melody's life in return. His quick thinking and courageous intervention undoubtedly prevented further harm and showcased the true strength of a caring and protective community. In recognition of his exceptional bravery and unwavering commitment to the safety of others, Mr. Hong Den is hereby presented with a certificate of recognition. His courageous actions serve as an inspiration to our community, highlighting the importance of selflessness and bravery in the face of adversity. And now I will allow our translator to go ahead and translate this to Vietnamese for Mr. To.
Bằng tuyên dương, phần thưởng này được trao tặng cho ông Tô Đình Hưng với sự biết ơn chân thành và cảm phục về hành động nhanh lẹ và sự can đảm phi thường của ông trong ngày 22 tháng 11. Đối diện với tình huống thương tâm liên quan đến sự tấn công bởi 2 con chó vào con cái ông là Hân và bảo vệ Melody ngay sau đó, Hùng đã chứng minh sự can đảm, biết quên mình phi thường của mình. Khi đã bảo đảm được sự an toàn của con gái Hân, cảm ơn những hành động anh dũng của Melody, Hùng nhanh chóng nhận ra tình huống kinh khủng mà Melody đang đối diện và đã không ngần ngại can thiệp và bảo vệ cho Melody. Với quyết định cương quyết và ý thức trách nhiệm sâu sắc, ông đã dũng cảm đương đầu với những con chó hung hãn, liều mạng sống mình để bảo toàn cho Melody. Ông Tô Đinh Hưng đã cho thấy một cử chỉ anh hùng phi thường qua việc bảo vệ cho Melody chống lại sự tấn công tàn nhẫn, cứu lấy sinh mạng của Melody. Suy nghĩ nhanh chóng và sự can thiệp anh dũng của ông đã ngăn ngừa thêm sự tổn hại và biểu lộ được sức mạnh thật sự của một cộng đồng biết quan tâm và bảo vệ nhau. Để tuyên dương sự can đảm phi thường và quyết tâm vững chắc trong việc bảo toàn cho mọi người của ông, xin trao tặng ông Tô Đinh Hưng bằng tuyên dương này. Những hành động anh hùng của ông truyền cảm hứng cho cộng đồng chúng ta, cho thấy sự quan trọng của việc quên mình và dũng cảm khi đối diện với tai ương.
Melody, thank you. Thank you. We're going to get a group picture real quick, all of us.
I'm just kidding.
Thank you all very much. Appreciate you. No, thank you.
Thank you all for being here. Councilmember Beck, you're up.
Good evening. Tonight with us, we have Timothy Armstead and our Fire Chief Jim Davis to really recognize a heroic act that Mr. Armstead did while simply just going about his business as a tow truck driver here in the city of Fort Worth. I'll start with the recognition, and then I'd like you to share the story because I think you're a better storyteller than I am. All right. The city of Fort Worth is honored to recognize the actions of Timothy Armstead for displaying remarkable awareness and quick thinking when he observed a young boy walking alone in his pajamas along Rosedale Street on October 29th, 2023. When presented with a potentially dangerous situation, without hesitating, he engaged with the boy, discovering that the child seemed lost and was not able to communicate effectively. Concerned for the child's well-being, Mr. Armstead offered to transport him to safety. Understanding the importance of safe places, Mr. Armstead drove the boy to Fire Station 8, knowing that they were equipped to handle such situations, and remained at the station until he was confident that the fire crews had all the necessary information and assistance. We commend Mr. Armstead for his selfless efforts and express our deepest appreciation. His actions serve as an inspiration to all of us. This act of service showcases the caring spirit of Fort Worth community members. This certificate is presented to Timothy Armstead in recognition of his Good Samaritan efforts on October 29th, 2023.
First off, I'd like to thank the city of Fort Worth for recognizing me as a Good Samaritan. On the day of, October 29th, it was cold, it had just rained, and I noticed that the boy had been autistic. It was nonverbal. And I don't know what it was, but God told me to stop. And I think God told him to trust me as well, because it was not just me there, it was somebody else as well that was trying to grab him at the same time. And I stopped the lady from happening, and I knew that it wasn't his mother. So I did the best thing I could. I said, no, I got this from here, thank you. Had my lights going and everything. And I said, it's okay, bud. Come on, come with me, let's go in the truck. And quickly raised his arms up, and so I picked him up, put him in there. And I said, what's your name? He just wouldn't answer, And so I was kind of frantic a little bit. And I saw the fire station up ahead, Station 8. And as a kid, I knew that fire stations were the safest place, besides the police station. And if anybody needed any help, it would be a fire department, that would be able to help him, because I didn't know what his conditions were or what. So I stopped in, I banged on the door, and all the firemen came, to the door, and I said, hey, this is a really weird situation, but I have a child in my truck that needs your help. And they said, well, bring him in, let's get him. I said, okay. So I walked over and I lifted him out of my truck. And he didn't really trust the firemen at first, because I was the first point of contact, and he would just follow me around. And he was hungry, so the fireman gave him slices of pizza. And I think he was a football fan, because he sat on the couch and watched football. So with that being said, I would like to just let everybody know that the awareness is there. And I would like to have everybody else take the same gratitude and start the year off with a good, safe place, like the fire department. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Armstead. We appreciate you being here.
Next will be any items withdrawn from the consent agenda. Items to be continued or withdrawn by staff.
And there are no items to be continued or withdrawn by staff.
Mayor, I believe next is the speakers for the consent agenda, and I believe we have 3.
Perfect. Our first speaker will be Dan Hayes, followed by Kiev Tatum. And if anybody wants a seat, all these were reserved earlier, but they're open now, so you may come on down if you would like to.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Dan Hayes, and I live in District 11. While the scope of work in M&C 23-1055 appears to be related primarily to pedestrian and bicycle safety, I have several times voiced concerns about the Oakland Boulevard and Miller Avenue roadway needing to be put on a diet. Each time I've been pointed to the Safe Streets program as the mechanism to do that, so here we are. Well, it's not going.
There you go.
There we go. Okay, there we go. This slide shows the areas of concern. The portion of Oakland Boulevard south of I-30 serves a residential area with 2 tree-lined traffic lanes, shown in blue. Then, for inexplicable reasons, it widens to 4 lanes with no center lane, shown in yellow. Go ahead and go to the next slide. And then the next one. Most of this area is residential all the way to the railroad track close to East Rosedale Street and even beyond, with the exception of the block either side of East Lancaster Avenue. These neighbors currently have to back out onto a 4-lane street, and when returning home may have to sit in an active traffic lane waiting to make a left turn. Next slide. So what I'm asking for is for the sections in yellow to be restriped as 2 lanes of traffic with a left turn lane in the middle, at least as far south as the railroad tracks. This would be similar to what's been done on Hemphill Street and Forest Park Boulevard. Clearly, the roadway does not need to be all 4 lanes, as illustrated by these Google images taken at random times over the last 10 years. Go ahead and, there's 5 slides, that's 1. Notice the lack of cars. I did not cherry pick these images. So clearly, we do not need that many lanes of traffic. This is an opportunity to right a bad situation for these homeowners who should expect some relief as part of this project and to help our neighborhood feel more like a neighborhood. I suspect if they knew that this item was on the agenda tonight, they might be here expressing similar thoughts, and I sincerely hope my comments will influence the work to be planned. I leave you with this thought from Pete Buttigieg. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. Our next speaker is Kiev Tatum, followed by Adrian Smith by phone. Reverend Tatum?
Mayor, we have some gifts today. I know that's not common to me when I come up here, but we have some gifts for you all today. It's Christmas time and my birthday is the 19th, so how about
You're feeling generous, huh?
Tis the season to be
Tis this
jolly.
Merry Christmas.
Amen. We have some members from Newport Falls who's gonna pass those out real quick. Y'all have to pardon us, we're a senior church. We don't move as fast, but thank you, Mayor, for this opportunity. I rise in support of the 1064-5 in the reallocation of moving the funds around to help meet the needs as they currently see fit. But I want to caution 2 things about taking a little bit away from the Citizens Response Unit and also the Crisis Intervention Unit are 2 programs inside the police department that we were very serious in helping to implement and support some years ago, 2017. And so we want to make sure we keep those. One of the reasons why it was important because we had police officers who didn't know how to handle mental health crisis. And a lot of it was competence more than anything else. So training and things were important. So implementing that crime, that critical intervention program, as well as the citizen response program, was a way to decrease the tension in the community when those folks come to check on whatever's happening. Another piece of that is, and I'm excited to announce that we've been selected by the Aspen Institute to host the Aspen Institute's Religion and Society program, and we will host the first Aspen Faith and Family Festival and Mental Health Summit. And there'll be about 150 folk, national leaders from all across the nation coming into Fort Worth to really address this issue of mental health. I've stated it before, I think my last time here or previous, we have a mental health crisis in Fort Worth. And I've come to find out since April, since I've been a part of the Aspen Institute, it's a problem across the nation. And everyone's trying to, I think I should have six.
You have 30 seconds left. You're good. Keep going.
And so we're trying to really address this holistically. The Aspen Institute is a globally respected institute that I found many years ago to be fascinating because it was able to take two far extremes of opinions and create a space where they could have healthy conversation. From Harry Kissinger to Hillary Clinton and others.
Thank you, Reverend Tatum. We appreciate you.
Did I have 6 minutes? No?
I don't know. We weren't signed up as a group, unfortunately. But let me just say that our commitment to CIT and the mental health of our community continues. You may or not be aware of this, but in this last year's budget, we actually doubled the size of CIT. And your 4th Police Department is fully committed to making sure we meet the needs. And our partnership with MHMR to make that happen continues. So we really appreciate your advocacy here tonight and wish you and your congregation
I thought
Merry
I'd
Christmas.
sign up, Ms. Mayor, for 6 minutes and a group because I was representing New Mount Rose and the Ministers.
I apologize. I don't have that, Kiev. I'm sorry. So I just have you down individually on behalf of yourself.
Okay, I spoke with the city secretary office personally to make sure that it was, to make sure
Let us take that offline and we'll confirm that with them. But either way, your point is very well made. And
Thank
we're-
you, ma'am.
And we'll follow up with an email to make sure you have the latest and greatest information on CIT. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, well, yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Reverend Tatum. Our next speaker by phone will be Mr. Adrian Smith.
Adrian Smith, I am one with the people. MMC 231044. This is in relation to contract for mowing services as it relates to the city overall. You all sent out several bids to various entities to bring about these services to the city. However, the price tag is what I'm having issues with. $7,900,000. My question is, who came up with this figure? Considering that during winter months as well as spring, winter, fall, we know that winter and fall that agriculture goes through its most biggest changes. We know that grass is not growing. Usually late springtime is when we start to see that grass and agriculture start to revitalize itself. So my question is, who came up with this $7,900,000 price tag for these services? And with this renewal option, it states that the contract may be renewed for up to 5 one-year terms at the city's option. The action does not require Pacific City Council approval, provided City Council has appropriated sufficient funds, status, blah, blah, blah. So again, who came up with this figure? I mean, grass doesn't grow year round, you know? So I think it's a waste. You know, I think we could go back in and redo these numbers and bring this amount down, because this is a hit on the city's budget. Even though it comes from various departments, collectively, it's still a big hit, you know, on the city budget. So, also, I think it'll be just being the best practices of doing business. We used to be able to speak on all agenda items, but you all changed that, and that's what Mr. Bob Willoughby speaks to when he says our right to speak at City Council, having the right to speak at City Council. So, as I finish out my time with you all, I know this is the last council meeting for the year. I would like to encourage Pastor Tatum to try to, I will email you, Pastor Tatum, and just adhere to the email as to what I'm going to let you know in the email to make what you're trying to do even bigger. And I will leave with a mental note, a mental gift for this council. 2024, my voice will be louder and my presence will be greater at City Hall. So get ready. Enjoy your holidays.
Reverend Tatum, please come back to the mic. You do have 3 additional minutes. Our apologies. Sounds like there was an oversight in the office. So we'd love to hear the rest of your remarks. Thank you.
It is my birthday. Listen, what I want to say is we're trying to pull the city together for this. It's not a divisive process in any way. We recognize we have some serious problems. Now, one of the things that we're using to help promote and to plan and prepare for this is our relationship with Texas A&M Center for Coffee Research and Education, where we have a 5-year agreement to work with them to use their specialty coffee program to try to stimulate the economy in places like 76104 and otherwise. And with that, we came up with a specialty brand called the Aspen Mountaintop Coffee brand, and of which I've provided a bag for all of you all. It's better, not bitter. So use spring water. It's a better brand, better brew, and a better you. How about that? We want to be able to share the story of what is happening to revitalize the folk in Fort Worth, especially those who are struggling and straining with mental health following the pandemic. So we need everyone involved. Thank you, Councilman Crane and Councilman Charlie, all of you, Councilwoman Beck and the mayor, for at least hearing us out, Councilman Jarrett, hearing us out, because this is humongous for us. And let me leave on this, because y'all taking it away. Fort Worth will be the first city in Texas that will host an Aspen convening. And our church, New Mount Rose, will be the first Black church in the nation to ever host an Aspen convening. That's saying a lot for this city. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
Jeanette, I'm correct. That's the last of our consent speakers.
Correct.
Okay, thank you.
Next will be approval of the consent agenda.
Got a motion and a second. Any other discussion, council? If not, please vote.
Next will be announcements, upcoming and recent events, recognition of citizens, and approval of ceremonial travel if needed by council.
I think Councilmember Flores will be first.
Thanks, Mayor. Let's get the presentation up, please. All right, first up, we have the graduation ceremony for lateral class number 8. The police department continues to find recruits from around the nation and Texas, or maybe it's the other way around. They're coming here because we have a great police department and we got great graduating classes. Congratulations. Next slide. December 2nd, Santa came into town, specifically to Frost Bank on 28th Street, and our own district director, Myra, and her husband and kids came by. They did not get a lump of coal, but I heard that some were being given out to some, but it was still a lot of fun. Next slide. All right, the annual Christmas in the Stockyards Parade, if I can get my mouth to work. That rode through Fort Worth Stockyards, their National Historic District. Always a treat to be there this year. My family and I were with Santa. Lots of great entries, Christmas and holiday cheer. Next slide. Okay, November 30th, small businesses opening up in District 2. Auntie Anne's and Jamba Juice. It's a co-brand store, opened up at Basswood Boulevard across from Saginaw High School, so they should get a lot of business there. Tricia Lozano and her husband, this is her second store. with this concept that they opened up. So we welcome them and 30 employees to District 2. Next slide, please. All right, December 1st at M.H. Moore Elementary School, Career Day. Yours truly spoke to some students and teachers about that. We also had some city entities represented, the Water Department, our Fort Worth Fire Department, and Police Department. So appreciation to the students, teachers, Principal Ricardo Alvarez, and Assistant Principal Reed, and school counselors, et cetera, et cetera. Next slide, please. All right, December 9th. Holidays are definitely here. Artes de la Rosa Cultural Center for the Arts at North Main Street is in the Christmas spirit. They're collecting toys, and they're going to try to help 300 children this year. So that number is always something to aspire to. They've done a good job. I donated some. Looking for donations, call Artes de la Rosa if you have some toys to donate. Next slide, please. December 9th, joined Fort Worth Public Art. Really special treat to dedicate public art in our city. And we had the dedication of a piece by Carla Garcia called Seeding the Future. It looks like a huge stylized dandelion, and that's exactly what it's about. If you look closely at those architectural elements, you will see horns representing, the longhorns that the drovers came through with here in Fort Worth, and hence that's why Trail Drivers Park is named Trail Drivers Park. So thanks to Carla and her wonderful vision. Next slide, please. Also, same day, myself, Michael Crane, and Alan Blaylock were over at the Citizens on Patrol Christmas Awards Luncheon. SCO Blue was established back in 1991. It's done a lot of good for our city, keeping our city safe, doing their part to help our Fort Worth Police Department. So thanks, congratulations to those dedicated volunteers. Next slide, please. Also, December 9th, programs for special needs children, few and far in between. We're doing what we can, and especially at the North Triethnic Community Center. Parking lot was full, it was overflowing. There is a need there. And so they hosted their Geekies Club Slaying It with Special Needs event. And it's making a big difference. A lot of kids had a lot of fun. They hope to engage with more, community resources to make it bigger and better. So thanks for what they're doing. December 10th, Shiloh Missionary Baptist Church celebrated its 120th year anniversary. And it's more than just mere history, it is providence, because God definitely blessed them to do what they continue to do over that long period of time. So congratulations, Pastor Craig Pullum and his congregation for being a wonderful part of the North Side. December 10th, the United Lowrider Council, Tarrant County, held another toy drive. They do this every year. They did this one at a local favorite, Chewy's in Haltom City. So a lot of resto mods, lowriders, and other customs were there. So donated some toys to them. And finally, we wish you and your family a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year from District 2. And that's all I got.
Councilmember Crane?
There you go. I have a couple of quick slides. You can throw them up here. I just want to give a shout out to Paige Charbonnet with LVT Rise. She got creative and was able to get, it was 37 kids and 16 parents this past Saturday. We took them shopping at Target. Each of the kids got a $150 gift card and the parents got $50. But you see a lot of our great police officers that are there that are mentoring there at LVT Rise. You had Chief Swearigan, Commander Ricks. You had Captain Williams, Sergeant Owens. You had Officers Park, Bryant, Nicholson, and Easy. It was a fun morning for those kids. They're going to have a great Christmas. Next slide. I just want to point this out. If you would like to host a dog adoption event, we have a way to do it. We're going to do one at my brokerage office in January. We've got a lot of the shelters is overflowing. I want to point out Councilwoman Hill, who wrote a poignant op-ed piece that moved me to go celebrate Petsgiving at the shelter, the Silcox Animal Shelter. And next slide. So we now have ended up with Hazel's on the right, who's a 10-year adoption, foster pet. Well, we've kept her. And then on the left is Phoebe, who's joined our family. And as of today, we've only lost a couple of slippers, a couple of Joanna's shoes, and a couple of Christmas ornaments. But otherwise, she's doing great, and the girls are happy. So thank y'all, and have a Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Councilmember Larsdorf?
We go. So mine will be super quick as well. Last night, we, or TPW rather, held a great informational meeting online regarding a project that's going to go on District 4 for some upcoming construction that's very badly needed. So if you missed it, contact our office and we'll make sure you get the link to the recording because it's great information to have. Next slide. Secondly, I spoke about it earlier, but the D4 spotlight, I just want to make sure, again, we recognize Caleb Kelly for his actions with that incident that we spoke of earlier, and he's continued to resolve it. But far after this incident, he's going to continue to just keep doing great work with Fort Worth Animal Control. But Mr. Kelly, thank you for what you did. Thank you for what you continue to do. Thank you for handling that with compassion. I mean, that was a very, but it still continues to be a scary situation. So thank you for what you're doing. And Chris, I know you didn't want any recognition, but this goes to you and to the rest of your team as well. We know it's not easy what you guys do every single day. A lot of times you guys can get a bad rap, but you are responsible for keeping citizens and residents safe. And I know you take that seriously, and that's reflected in your team as well. So thank you all. And again, Mr. Kelly, thank you for what you did for that family and continue to do. So, and then next slide. That's all we have. I do have my cell phone number up there and Booker's, the district director. As we go into Christmas and as we take off, a lot of us will go back to nice, warm, cozy homes, but that's not always the case. So if you have any issues or your neighbors have any issues, whether you're District 4 or you're wherever you're at, we may be listening, whatever it is, by all means, feel free to call me, text me, call Booker, because we don't want you going through the holidays. Or we want you to go through the holidays as comfortably as you can. If there's anything we can do to help, sincerely, please reach out. And that's it. Thank you.
Councilmember Williams?
Thank you, Mayor. Just wanted to take a few moments to highlight 3 neighborhoods. First, the Chisholm Trail Ranch neighborhood. Thank you all for a wonderful neighborhood meeting. We got the chance to talk about a lot of exciting things happening in the Chisholm Trail Ranch community. All things grocery stores and transportation infrastructure and so much more. And so special thanks to Haley Carr for all the work that you do with the HOA. It certainly goes a long ways and we're grateful for you. Next slide. On a similar note, we had the chance to spend some time with the Quail Ridge Estates neighborhood meeting. And I'm really grateful to have spent so much time with them. And thank you, Donna Lockhart, who is the president of Quail Ridge Estates, for your leadership in the community. They were super gracious during this meeting. I had just found out that my uncle got in a motorcycle accident moments before the meeting and unfortunately passed this past Sunday. And so, yeah, they were really gracious during that moment. And just grateful to have neighbors like we do. Next slide. And then lastly, thank you to the Como Neighborhood Advisory Council and the entire Como community for inviting our office on the Fred Rouse Memorial Tour. It was a special tour for the Como community. And Fred Rouse's grandson, Fred, was on the tour, and it was just a highly impactful time learning about the tragic lynching of Mr. Fred Rouse here in Fort Worth, and to see the great work of the Tarrant County Coalition for Peace and Justice and how they are continuing to educate our community about such a critical moment in our history. And so with that, thank you to these 3 neighborhoods for the work that you do with our residents. It certainly goes a long ways to making our city what it is. And so thank you, and thank you, Mayor, for the time.
Councilwoman Hill?
I hosted a breakfast on November the 30th with the Northwest Division MPOs, and I really appreciate the officers taking time to come out and visit with me. I really enjoyed getting to know them, and especially the officers I don't get to see every day. Next slide. On December the 5th, I attended the TCEQ public meeting on behalf of Mayor Parker and myself. Charlie Guerin hosted this meeting. Commissioner Ramirez was there, members from the TRWD, in opposition to a permit for a landfill near the Lake Worth area. close to probably 1,000 people that attended in opposition, and it was really moving to see all these people that come out and voice their opinions. I reiterated the fact that Mayor Parker and I are in opposition of the landfill permit due to environmental concerns, transportation issues, and just general safety concerns about the traffic in that area. Next slide. And congratulations to Dickies Arena for being Billboard Magazine's 2023 venue in the world for venues with a capacity of 10,000 to 15,000. And in addition, this week, Polestar announced that Dickies Arena is 7th worldwide in ticket sales for the past year from November 17th to November the 15th, 2023. And I'm really proud to have Dickies Arena in District 7, and I think we're very proud of all the work they've done in the city of Fort Worth. So thank you.
Councilmember Beck, or Nettles, sorry. Skipped you.
Okay. All right, thank you. Texas Wesleyan started a new tradition with the new president, Light Up Tex West, and it was a wonderful event joined by Councilwoman Jeanette Martinez. Next slide, please. Then we had the Presbyterian Night Shelter Gala. Again, had a wonderful evening that night. I think the mayor was also there as well. Next slide, please. North Crowley High School playoff performance. Congratulations to the North Crowley Panthers for going as far as they could. Unfortunately, on Saturday, their playoff berth ended, but we was there in support. I'm telling a lot of Fort Worth people drove to Mesquite to cheer on the North Crowley Panthers, but we're grateful that the Dallas Cowboys won on Sunday. Even we want to also appreciate all the fans, the Eagles fans, Carlos, who came to the stockyards and spent their money. Thank them as well. Next slide, please. I want to thank the Fort Worth Police Department. Our church hosted what was that called? Overnight sleep, something like that. Overnight lock-in. And so I worked with Commander Chris, and he got some officers out there, came out 2 or 3 times a night to make sure the kids were okay and safe. So we want to thank the Fort Worth Police Department for doing that for our church. I believe that's all I have.
Thank you, Chris. Councilmember Beck?
Okay, great. Had the opportunity to visit with the Ryan Place Neighborhood Association a couple weeks ago. Next slide. Toured the new Burnett School of Medicine coming to the near south side quickly. They are ahead of schedule, and so I want you to know that I did try to poach their project manager while I was touring that site, and they wouldn't let her go. But that will be open to new students, or the next class of the medical school this upcoming July. They'll start to open those doors, so that's really exciting. Next slide. All right, I appreciate the mayor and all of my colleagues here on council who joined us in Sundance Square for the lighting of the Christmas tree. There is some competition we might have going on with Rockefeller Center right now, and the rumor is that they really have 2 trees made into one, so we beat them. Next slide. University West Neighborhood Association hosted their annual Santa in the Triangle, and it was lots of fun to get to have cocoa and hang out with Santa. And for those of you wondering, I did not get coal. I know I was just as shocked as you were. Next slide. Okay, we have more Santa events coming up. December the 16th from 11 to 1 at the Southwest Community Center. You yourself can go have breakfast with Santa. Next slide. As a reminder, the Spotlight Cast and Crew is a free theater workshop for students grades 8 through 12. They are having auditions. If you are interested, please sign up and go check them out. Next slide. For those of you that are celebrating, I'd like to wish you all a very happy Hanukkah, and that's all I've got.
Thank you, Councilmember Beck. Councilmember Blaylock?
So we just had the COP Christmas Awards luncheon. I'd like to give a quick shout out and congratulations to North Division Patrol Officer of the Year, Richard Crow. Thanks to Richard and his efforts to keep Fort Worth safe. Next slide. So North Division is hosting a crime prevention workshop. This is a perfect opportunity for anyone who wishes to know the benefits of having an active neighborhood crime watch in their neighborhood or help with starting their own. Edgeway Board, neighborhood association members, business owners, apartment managers are all invited. Meetings Thursday, December 12th at 6:30. It's at the North Division headquarters. Dinner is provided. And while you're there, drop off a toy with Fort Worth Police Department North Division's Holiday Toy Drive. Help bring a special Christmas to children in need. Next slide. And last but not least, it's not too late to try to get into the neighborhood awards. Get your application in. The deadline's this Sunday, December 17th. Thank you.
Councilmember Martinez.
Oh, is it on? Okay, sorry. So I just want to say thank you to President and CEO Julie Butner and Councilmember Jared Williams for having us on a tour of the Tarrant Area Food Bank facilities. It was a really great experience to go to that with staff. Also, Councilmember Nettles had touched on Texas Wesleyan's new tradition of Light Up Texas West. So just thank you to Dr. Messer for bringing this to the Texas Wesleyan campus. Also had the opportunity to meet with FOOP, the Friends of Oakhurst Park. So hear all the good things that they're doing there. Thank you, Sharon Busey, for the invitation. Also, congratulations to Lateral Class 8. I had the opportunity to see those graduates from across the nation, some exemplary police officers that we're going to be adding to the fort, or have added. Also had the privilege to give a award to the Youth Volunteer of the Year, Delia. She is a District 11 resident, and that was a Fort Worth Sister Cities 101 before they go to their different cities throughout the year. Next slide, please. On December 4th, we had our inaugural District 11 Resource Fair. We had a great turnout with 40 vendors were there, just special presentations by the Tarrant Appraisal District. We also had a food demonstration, which was really great. So I've just got great feedback, and we're hoping to do another one in the spring. Next slide, please. So this past week, I just want to say congratulations to Annette Landeros, President CEO of the Fort Worth Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, on a wonderful packed house for their State of the Chamber. Also had the opportunity to welcome a group of children, elementary students, to the Rally for Education 29th Annual Lawyers and Youth Christmas event. So they sent Santa to jail, so that was really cool. And this weekend, I had the opportunity to ring the bell for the Salvation Army, and that took place at the Walmart on Beach and 121, and had a group of students there from Mana, the North Texas, which I am a lifetime member of that organization. And if it wasn't for Salvation Army, I may not have had a few Christmases that were very special. So that afternoon, I also had the opportunity to go to Christmas in Riverside. So I just want to say thank you to the Carter Riverside Neighborhood Association for the invitation. And ended the night with Artes de la Rosa Mariachi Christmas. A special shout out to Patricio Izaguirre. He was the vocalist, and he's also a part of the Texas Wesleyan Mariachi group. So he did a wonderful job, and along with all the other mariachi groups that were there that night. But just want to wish you all Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember Martinez.
Mayor and Council, I don't believe we have any speakers for the non-consent agenda items. So we will move into changes and memberships for boards and commissions with 23-0668 for board appointments from District 2.
Just getting there, Mayor, just a moment.
You're good.
All right, now that we're organized. All right, Mayor and Council, request for consideration to appoint the following individuals to partial terms beginning December 12th, 2023 and ending October 1st, 2024. District 2 appointments are Benjamin Riggs, Community Development Council, partial term; Kelly Traeger, Historic and Cultural Landmarks Commission, partial term; and Cheryl West, Urban Design Commission, partial term. Respective applications attached and resumes, if provided. The original copy will be maintained in the City Secretary's office.
Motion and a second, council. Please vote. Motion carries. I think we go to District 4 for next board appointments.
Mayor and council request your consideration to appoint the following effective December 12th, 2023 and ending October 1st, 2024. Matt McCoy to a partial term for zoning commission and board of adjustment. Respective application is attached and resume is provided. Original copy will be maintained in the city secretary's office.
Motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230902.
These are mine. No, these are at large, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Council would like to request your consideration to appoint or reappoint the following individuals to their respective boards with terms effective December 12th, 2023, and ending as shown below. The at-large appointments to the Human Relations Commission include Place 11 to Jonah Murray. New appointments with term ending October 1st, 2024 will be Place 8, Austin Parati, and Place 10, Candace White. At-large reappointments to the Human Relations Commissions are as follows. Place 3, Carmen Castro. Place 5, Dante Williams. Place 7, Karen Johnson. And Place 9, Stasa Irvin. And with that, council will take a motion. Motion and a second. Please vote. Charlie, there you go. Motion carries. The next item is also mine, 23-0903. Council, I'd like to request your consideration to appoint the following individuals to the Downtown Urban Design Review Board with terms effective December 12th, 2023 and ending October 1st, 2025. The first is Andrew Blake to his first term. Second is Leah Dunn to her first term. And 3, Paul Retnema to his first term. Motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries. And last is item 23-0904. Request your consideration to appoint the following individual to listed board with a term effective December 12th, 2023, and ending as shown below. Historic and Cultural Landmark Commission, James Michael Godfrey, his alternate, first term, 12/23 through 10/1/2025. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next will be Resolution 230832.
Got a motion and a second, council. Any other discussion? If not, please vote. Motion carries.
Next will be Resolution 230833.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230834. I believe Councilmember Flores has an amendment.
Councilor Flores?
On Resolution 23-0834, I move to approve with the following amendment. Replace Macy Hill with Alan Blaylock on the board of TIF 9.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230835.
Anybody? Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230836. I believe Councilmember Blaylock has an motion.
Yes, I move to approve item 23-0836 regarding the Denton Central Appraisal District with the city's 60 votes cast for David Terry.
Motion carries.
Next is 230837. I believe Councilmember Crane.
Yeah, I move to approve item 23-0837 regarding the Parker County Appraisal District with the city's 40 votes cast for Jerry Durant.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230838. Councilmember Blaylock.
I move to approve item 23-0838 regarding the Wise County Appraisal District with the city's one vote cast for Kevin Schulter.
Motion and a second, please vote. Someone's, oh, Jared, try again. There you go. Motion carries.
Next is 230839.
Vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230840.
Motion and a second, please vote. Thank you, TJ, for your help with that resolution. Motion carries.
Next is 230905.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is 230906.
Councilmember Blaylock.
So a motion that we approve the renaming of Energy Way to Fort Worth Trail in front of the new City Hall.
Thank you, Alan. Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is MNC 23-1031.
Councilmember Blaylock, we do have two speakers on this item. The first is Daniel Benton, followed by Bobby Samuel.
Do we have a report from Stuart Campbell?
I'm sorry, Stuart. I skipped right past you. How rude of me. Good to see you, Stuart.
That's quite all right, Mayor. Nothing personal.
Good to see you.
Mayor, council members, my name is Stuart Campbell, Department of Development Services. This is the public hearing for the annexation AX 23003. This is a project known as Terra Bella. This is an owner-initiated future council district 10. This is a 573.897 acre owner-initiated annexation known as Terra Bella. This project is located in South Fort Worth, and more specifically located south of Eagle Road and west of John Day Road. The property is currently vacant. Tonight you'll hear in a companion case, the applicant is requesting a rezoning of A51 family and K heavy industrial. Upon annexation, the zoning will default automatically to ag zoning. Per the Texas Local Government Code, the city is to hold one public hearing on the proposed owner-initiated annexation to receive public comment. The notice was originally posted on the city website on November 29, 2023. The website posting includes the date of the public hearing, legal description, and the additional information from the annexation. It was published in the Star Telegram on Friday, December 1st, 2023. As a full-purpose annexation, the city will enforce all ordinances and regulations and provide all services as stated in the municipal service agreement. Tonight, the related zoning case ZC 23127 to this annexation will be heard by the Zoning Commission. That was heard by the Zoning Commission on November 8, 2023. The commission voted to recommend approval of the requested zoning district of A5 one family and K heavy industrial. This related zoning case is also going to be heard tonight and will be heard after this. That is a brief staff report. I'll be glad to answer any questions or move on to the public hearing.
Thank you, Stuart. Councilmember Blaylock, any questions? Thank you, Stuart.
Thank you.
Our first speaker on this item is Daniel Benton, followed by Bobby Samuel.
Good evening, Mayor, members of council. I'm actually Bobby Samuel with the GRBK Edgewood LLC. I'm actually going to be speaking on behalf of both myself and Daniel. Daniel's our engineering consultant related to the property. So our address is 5501 Headquarters Drive, Plano, Texas. Really, I'm here tonight to address any questions related to both this annexation case as well as the zoning case. It's my understanding, based on recent requests as of last week from staff and through Councilman Member Blaylock's office, that there might be a motion to continue this case until January. So really just want to see if I can address any questions tonight. Otherwise, we'll hold, continue our discussions with staff and with council, Member Blaylock's office, and we'll be back in January. So
Thank you, Mr. Samuel. Any questions from Councilmember Blaylock?
Daniel, Bobby, thank you both for being here tonight. Yeah, we have a few questions that we want to work through over the next couple of weeks in early January. So I will be motioning to continue this and the related zoning case 23-127 to the January 23rd meeting. And specifically, we just want to look at the timeframes for the street construction, including the arterials and connectors, and then the phasing and timeframes for each phase of the development and as it correlates in those streets, and then some legal descriptions around the gas pads and the well sites. But thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
So with that, I will motion to continue to January 23rd.
Got a motion for continuance and a second from Councilmember Crane. Please vote. Motion carries.
Next is SP-23-009.
Councilmember Nettles, we do have two speakers, but only if there's opposition. To my knowledge, there is none. I'll turn to you first.
Thank you, Mayor. We're going to move to approve this item.
Motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries.
Next is SP-23-011.
Councilmember Williams.
To approve.
Let's vote. Motion carries.
Next is the companion zoning case to the public hearing, ZC-23-127.
Councilmember Blaylock.
So I believe we have speakers
Oh, we
signed
do
up on
have
this
two,
one.
yes. Daniel Betton, followed by Bobby Samuel, then Rusty Fuller. Mr. Samuel, you may not wish to speak right now. Okay. Rusty Fuller, come on down.
Councilman Crane, I'm digging the hair. Looking good. What do you think? What do you think, Mr. Nettles? Looking good, isn't he? Ranch homeowners, for a number of years on their growing issue of traffic congestion caused by more and more homes being added to the development while no additional arterials have been built. We are here to oppose the rezoning case, ZC 23-127, which would add 1,400 more homes to the existing 3,700 homes without adding an outlet until 2030 at the earliest. Hopefully, you've seen or been briefed on my email with the details of the problem faced in this case if approval without our new arterials. We are asking you not to make the same ill-fated decisions previous councils have made. Do not add to the people's immobility. Wait until we can determine when the new arterials currently under study will be completed and relieve the congestion at Sandara Ranch Boulevard and Avondale Hazlet. Until we can get people on their way to their destination without long waits at that light, we ought not be adding homes. Please understand, this is not an attempt to oppose or hinder development. We are pro-sensible development that leads to a better quality of life. In Sandara Ranch, waiting for transportation impact fees and future bond programs to fund new arterials is not the answer, especially if you are a current homeowner. You have the opportunity to show that mobility is not something to be taken away, but a priority concern in future development. Thank you.
Thank you, Rusty. Councilmember Blaylock.
Thank you, Rusty. As you know, mobility in the north is one of my priorities. And as you know from a few moments ago, we're looking at some of that connectivity and timing issues and continuing this case to do so. So thank you for your comments today. I appreciate all you do. And with that, I will motion to continue this until January 23rd.
Please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-145.
Councilmember Blaylock, we have one speaker, Jesse Carrasco.
Good evening, Mayor, Council, City staff. My name is Jesse Carrasco. I'm a development manager with Hillwood. And as I mentioned last month at the P&Z meeting, this is a culmination of a little over a year's worth of design and planning effort with both our respective council member, city staff, as well as feedback from the community that we've had the privilege of being able to work with and communicate with. And so just want to say a great thank you to everyone who's participated in this, and thank you for your time and consideration. This is our endeavor to provide and build forth a truly mixed-use node along the 170 corridor to fit within the comp plan and really provide adequate housing to the major job employing corridor along 170. And so just, again, want to thank everyone for your time, and I'm here to answer questions.
Thank you, Jesse. Councilmember Blaylock, any questions?
No, thank you, Jesse.
Thank you.
So we actually have two zoning cases here, ZC 23-145 and a companion case 23-146 that's coming after. And I think Jesse's comments were pretty directed at both of those zoning cases as well. So I'll follow in same vein. So the Zoning Commission and my office received some opposition to the rezoning because of the apartment aspect of the development. Hillwood has worked and reworked this plan based on meetings with the neighborhood and the changing markets, and those changes resulted in approval from the Zoning Commission. The current configuration will allow for a potential grocery store, other retail and conveniences, a walkable environment, and park space on the land. The newly proposed configuration includes service and retail, and the density provided by the multifamily supports that commercial development. The development will be a great addition for people living along the corridor. And please note, I do not favor, in general, the concept of rezoning commercial property to multifamily. In this case, that's not what is happening. We are not increasing the overall amount of multifamily in the north. Because of the positive economic impact of the plan, I'm moving for approval of case ZC 23-145.
Got a motion and a second. Please vote, council. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-146.
Councilmember Blaylock.
A motion to approve.
Motion and a second. Please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-150.
We have one speaker on this item, Councilmember Nettles, only if there's opposition. To my knowledge, there is none.
So I'm going to motion to continue. My office called the applicant. There's a couple of opposition letters that we want to handle with the community. We do think there's a pathway forward, so if she's listening, we'll connect her with those community leaders and then move to continue this to January the 23rd. Yeah, thank you.
Motion and a second, council, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-152.
Councilmember Nettles.
Move to approve.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-154.
Councilmember Blaylock, I believe we have one speaker on this item, Daniel Betton. I'm not sure if there's opposition.
Mayor and Council, thank you for having me tonight. My name is Daniel Bedden. Just here to answer any questions you may have on the zoning case. This is specifically for the rezoning for amenity center site as part of our development phase 1 of Madero. And again, just here to answer any questions you may have for me.
Thank you, Daniel. Councilmember Blaylock?
Don't have any questions, but thank you. These are the fun ones.
Yes. Thank you.
Great to do it. Thank you. And I motion to approve.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-157.
Motion and a second, please vote.
Next is ZC-23-159.
Councilmember Beck?
Approve.
Charlie? Sorry. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-160.
Who's handling Councilmember Bivens?
So
We do have one speaker.
I'm sorry, that's my bad.
it'll be me and Jeanette.
Thank you.
For our items.
Mr. Hernandez by phone.
Mr. Hernandez?
No luck.
Mr. Hernandez? Are you there?
I may turn to Councilmember Blaylock on this item.
So on behalf of Mayor Pro Tem, I motion to approve.
Motion and a second, please vote.
Next is ZC-23-166.
Councilmember Crane?
Yeah, thanks, Rubensons. Thanks for sticking with us tonight. This long thing, so I move to approve.
Motion and a second, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is ZC-23-170.
I'm going to move to approve, but I want to take time to thank staff for working on this, Chris Mosley and those. This is dealing with the historical South Side and making sure that we support our neighborhoods and not continue to build shelters in one central location. So thank you, Mayor, for putting the team together to get this done.
Motion and a second, council, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is MNC 23-1051.
Motion carries.
Next is MNC 23-1033.
Councilmember Hill?
Move to approve.
Got a motion and a second? Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
Councilmember Crane?
sorry, I'm just going to recuse myself. I know of no known conflict, but my father's property actually borders a lot of this that will be annexed in, or will be part of the condemnation.
Motion
So
and a
I'll just
second?
abstain.
Thank you. Councilmember Crane, please vote. Motion carries.
Next is MNC 23-1060.
I move that the Fort Worth City Council adopt the resolution authorizing use of the power of eminent domain to acquire .017 acres and permanent sewer facility easement from real property owned by Augustin Bombella Jr. The property is needed for the sanitary sewer rehabilitation contract 100 project, a public use that will upgrade and repair the permanent sewer line facility. The land rights in the subject property are needed for the construction, operation, maintenance, and replacement of the sewer facility improvements as necessary. The property is located at 616 East Jessamine Street in the Hyde Park Addition, Block 8, Lot 196, Tarrant County, Texas. The property interest to be acquired is described by meets and bounds and depicted by survey exhibits attached to this mayor and council communication.
Motion and a second, please vote. Councilmember Nettles, sorry. That's okay. And motion carries.
Mayor, I believe that concludes all of the action items.
Thank you, council. Tonight, we close the meeting in honor of Dr. Flora Brewer, who lost her 2-year battle to cancer on November 27th at the age of 66. Properties, neighborhoods, and entire lives in Fort Worth have been transformed by the work of Dr. Flora Brewer. Flora laid the foundation for the ways that our city is tackling tough issues around homelessness and housing, and her dedication to working together to build sustainable solutions will have a lasting impact in this city. Flora is survived by her mother, husband, sons, brothers, and many nephews, nieces, and in-laws. We ask that you keep Dr. Brewer's family in your prayers during this unimaginably difficult time. Thank you, council, and happy holidays to everyone. Meeting is adjourned.